Guys, so excited to sit down with you before this movie comes out. It's a goodbye in a lot of ways, but it also has to open the door to the next round of storytelling in the MCU. So what are you hoping the audience feels as the end credits are rolling?
See, this is just some backwards way to try and get us to spill
No,
the
I'm not.
beans. You think we don't know what you're doing?
I promise you I am not. I swear. Seriously, what are you hoping people feel at the end of this?
I mean, honestly, I just hope they feel satisfied, because it's such a, you know, it's like when you watch a TV show for 8 seasons or something, and they have the final episode. You want that last episode to leave you feeling complete, and I think we accomplished that.
I think anyone who's followed these 21 movies is going to feel like this is the grand finale, and all the work we've put into that, and all these years and all these characters, this is it. You know?
Ugh, that sounds really exciting, and I can't wait to experience that.
Yeah.
Karen, do you remember the first Marvel movie you ever saw?
It must have been, I think it was Iron Man 2, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
That's about
He was with a young kid.
That
I
would have been
remember.
3.
That's 3.
That's
Oh
3.
dear. Okay, I was late to the party.
Well, you're
but
the youngest person too.
Here.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the group.
What about you
Yeah.
guys? Do you remember what you felt, or what you remember the first Marvel movie you saw? Was it Iron Man?
Well, I was in the Fantastic Four movies. Are we
That's
counting
right.
them?
Yeah.
That counts.
Do we count them?
Yeah, but that's not MCU. That's not canon.
That's not MCU. No, you're right. That's Fox stuff. Yeah, it was for the first Iron Man then. Yeah. And I thought it was
First
fantastic.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
First Iron Man.
It was like a
blew my
near perfect
mind.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
loved
trailers
it.
got me. As soon as I saw the
was
trailers, I was
perfect.
like,
That
damn.
was-
Robert
And
Downey
he was
Jr.
so funny.
He killed it. He just
Oh my
kicked the door
God.
down. Yeah.
One of the things I think audiences have been loving are seeing some of their favorite characters from different franchises coming together in these movies, seeing Rocket Raccoon and Thor, watching Nebula form some sort of friendship with Tony in these trailers. Have you been, when you've collided with these characters that you've seen in other movies but hadn't worked with before, what's that introduction like?
Maybe not as shocking as you may think, because a lot of us have friendships and connections beyond the film. So all we're really doing is just wearing a Halloween costume and just saying some words someone's telling us to say. Like the actual understanding of each other as actors and as people kind of happens well before. It's not like you walk on a set and we're like, what? What is happening?
That's what it was like for me.
That's what it was like. It was like that. Okay, never mind.
I come onto the Avengers and just every superhero is there, and I'm like, hi.
Lounging.
Yeah, like lounging with their helmets off.
And last question, and probably my most important, is the technology that was used in Captain Marvel to make Sam Jackson look younger, is it based on Paul Rudd's actual ability to not age?
What is he doing? Is he drinking baby blood or
What
something?
is that
Yeah.
about him?
I don't know what it is.
He's a
The picture of Paul
he's
Rudd.
just so cherubic.
I
You know,
and
you got to see it before they make him trailer.
Yeah.
It looks like the
It's his
Crypt
happy
Keeper.
birthday, Paul Rudd.
It is his birthday
It
today.
is.
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Paul.
birthday.
We love you, Paul. Happy birthday.
Guys, thank you. I'm going to leave you on that, but on a personal note, you've given me movies that I have enjoyed with my kids for so long now, and it's really meant a lot, so thank you so much.
man.
This movie is going to be over 3 hours long as far as I'm concerned, not long enough. You're saying goodbye to a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but in a lot of ways, it's sort of setting the table for what's to come. What do you both hope the audience feels as the final credits roll?
I hope they go, I got to buy another ticket to see this. Let's go again. That's my hope.
That's good. I'll second that.
Do you have a memory of the first Marvel movie you ever saw?
Yes, I saw the first Marvel movie I ever saw was Iron Man, and you know, I actually was not. I mean, I liked like the Tim Burton Batman movies. I wasn't like a huge comic book person, but I really loved Robert and I loved Favreau, and I was like, yeah, this looks interesting. And I heard it was like groundbreaking, and I was so into it. I loved the first Iron Man so much that at the time I actually called to have a meeting with Feige at Marvel because I was like, what are you guys doing over here? Like, it was just the birth of this whole like thing. Nobody had ever seen anything like that before. It was so groundbreaking in the genre, and it was pretty awesome to be a part of that so early on, and just like I mean, I remember when they were sharing studio space and they were like a little office space in like this huge other, venue, and it was just like, oh yeah, the Marvel corner is like over here, and now it's just world domination.
Oh goodness, I think it was also Iron Man. I haven't been, as I've become a person who's played these two comic book characters on TV and on film, but I have not really been a person who's read a lot of comic books in my life. So it was a catch up to like learn about this world, and I was floored. I mean, there's the epic nature with which a narrative can be told is something that Marvel basically put to screen.
Scarlett, are you looking forward to giving audiences what they've been asking for so long, which is sort of delving into the world of Black Widow in its own standalone movie?
I am?
Yeah.
When?
Is that... Moving on. This is probably my most important question. The technology that made Sam Jackson look 20, 30 years younger in Captain Marvel, is it actually based on Paul Rudd's actual ability to age in reverse?
I think Paul Rudd's birthday is today.
I saw them with the they had a needle in his arm.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert right there.
Damn it.
Yeah, he's on some like anti-aging. I don't know what is going on with him, but that man.
Pin particles.
No, they were trying to get it. They were trying to get it out of him so they could give it to everybody. Everybody wants some of that.
Ladies, thank you so much for sitting with me. All the best to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, if one of the challenges in the last movie was figuring out how to tell a story with so many characters, was the challenge in this one to give people a satisfying ending, all while leaving enough threads to eventually pull that to expand the MCU later?
I mean, listen, this is the interesting thing about this film is that, I don't know that a movie's ever been made like this before, where clearly there's been Star Wars and Harry Potter and very successful franchises, but this is 11 franchises that have been interwoven into a grand mosaic, a really unique opportunity for us as storytellers to take all the the emotional investment that the audience has in these characters and bring them to a conclusion. So, required an incredible amount of focus and energy on our part, discipline on our part.
Yeah, and I will say this: it's like we did not think at all about how you move forward from this moment.
Okay.
Like our job in this movie as storytellers was simply to think about the road that's been traveled, those 21 movies, how we got to this point, and how do we conclude that. And I think that's what's really one of the things that's really special about this movie is there was no thought to any sort of road forward.
This is probably my most important question, but is the technology that Marvel employs to make people look younger, is that based on Paul Rudd's actual ability to age in
stay
reverse?
young?
Yeah.
I think that,
You're right.
think that Paul Rudd is actually CG.
He is. He's not even...
He doesn't exist. No, it's a picture of Dorian Gray. It's Rudd is somewhere in a room.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to put a period at the end of the Avengers adventure, but as directors, as storytellers, are there characters that have now been folded into the MCU because of the Fox merger that you would be interested in exploring their stories?
I mean, we love them all. We grew up collecting Marvel comics. I mean, one of my favorite books that I have is Incredible Hulk 181, which introduced the Wolverine. He's always been a favorite character of mine. The Thing I loved as a kid. So having the Fantastic Four is huge. I know we've said that the one thing that could get us back is if they ever do Secret Wars, we would come back to work with all those
Really?
characters, yes.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
That is great to hear. One of the things that fans have loved is watching these disparate franchises come together on the screen in various films, and watching team-ups like Rocket Raccoon and Thor, and seeing this interesting relationship develop between Nebula and Tony Stark. What have been some of the fun ones that you've been able to look at and say, oh, I'm so glad I was able to make that meet cute happen?
I mean, I think Thor and the Guardians was great. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that was
great.
some of the most fun we've had on a set. A lot of improvisation, very funny actors all together in a room is always entertaining. And then when you cut them loose and let them improvise, and a lot of that scene was improvisation. So that was probably the most fun.
Lastly, people have been talking about this is the longest of the Avengers movie. Not long enough as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
You could keep me
Okay,
sitting in
good.
that chair for 4.5 hours. In the future, are we ever going to see some of that extra footage that might have been left on the cutting room floor?
Yeah, the DVD, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's not a lot of it, but but yeah, we will certainly.
It's all in the movie.
Believe it or not, we're actually going to meet with our editor on Monday and go through that footage. To be honest with you.
Amazing, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Really.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.